bottom to top of the body sort of practice. So spreading the toes as wide as you can, and then seeing if you can lift just the big toes, and then put the big toes down, and then lift just the other toes. So big toes stuck to the mat, and then the 4 other toes lifting up, and then keep going like that. So the big toes lifting, and then change, and just keep going. And notice how the weight moves around on your feet. And you're trying to keep, even though the toes are moving in different ways, seeing if you can keep the weight even, as if the feet are a tripod. So there's the middle of the heel, which is the back of the tripod, and then there's the big toe joint and the little toe joint. Good. And then just lifting up onto the toes, and then down. And just keep that going for a bit. Just fixing your eyes on one spot. Two more. Just do one last one here and hold at the top, and just squeezing the ankles towards each other for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then release. And just giving the feet a shake, and then taking the chin to the chest and rolling down through the spine, so allowing the sternum to move back, the belly to move back as the middle back curves, lower back curves. And then we come all the way down and breathing here at the bottom in Uttanasana. And you can hold the elbows or just let the arms hang down. You can pedal the feet, well, not really pedaling, but you can move the weight from one leg to the other, bending and straightening. And then releasing the arms, soften the knees, roll up, breathing in and out. And then down again. And then at the bottom, inhale, look up. And then taking hold of the big toes. Have your feet a little wider than your hips. And we're just going to, keeping the head up, bending the knees and straightening them. So bending and straightening. I'm just widening my feet a bit more. And then maybe going lower each time you bend. And then coming down into a squat, and the last one. And then releasing your hands. And then the left hand takes the right shin, left shoulder inside the knee. And we're going to reach the right arm up. And then bring it down to the opposite shin. And then reach it up. Same one. And then switch. I think you switched, but that's okay. You can just do 2 on each side. Then coming down and then up. Good. And then sitting back onto the bottom, and then with the feet we're going to pick up the right leg and hold under the thigh, put the hand on the shin so the shin doesn't move, and we're going to do circles with the foot. So getting into all the different angles without the shin moving. Yeah, other way. So getting as much extension, dorsiflexion, and abduction and adduction in the foot. And then we're going to put the heel on the ground, and we're going to press the heel down and then draw the heel in. So you're pushing the heel down and pulling it in towards you so that your leg is really activated. And then, so the foot is dorsiflexed. Put the other hand on the shin to keep the, put the other hand on the knee to keep the knee straight. And then we're going to rotate the shin. So keeping the knee very still, you're going to rotate the shin bone, hopefully with the foot, over to one side and then the other side. And as we do this, we're keeping the heel pressing down and pulling it in. And this is really good for any kind of knee pain, because it just gets the shin bone, I think it's a tibia, sort of moving independently separately from the knee. And then we're going to just bring that up, just let that go, and holding the leg a bit more with the top of your other arm. And now we're going to do knee cars. So we want the foot and the shin to be moving at the same time. So I've got flexible ankles, so I can easily do that, just move my foot separate from my shin. But if you imagine that they're glued together, and you're going to turn the heel in, so the whole shin rotates out, lift it up, not to straight, just as much as you can, turn the heel out, and then bring it down. Turning the heel in, up, out, and down. So we're drawing a semicircle, well, no, an oval. We're drawing an oval with our heel. Okay, change directions. So at the bottom, you're going to press the heel out so the shin rotates in, lift it up, rotate heel in, and bring it down. Rotating at the bottom, up, rotate, and down. Keep going. Yeah, good. And then just let that go. And we'll do the other side. So I'm hoping these knee cars are really good for any knee issues. And sometimes when I do lots of squats, I get a sore knee. So my knee's quite sore at the moment. I've been doing weights at the gym. Right, so let's circle this left foot now. So let's see if we can strengthen the knees a bit with these knee cars. And what you can do over time, I've never bothered to do it, but okay, change the rotation of the foot. Is you put weights on your shin when you're doing the knee cars to build up your strength in your knees. Or it's not really the knees, it's the rotation of the tibia. The joint, so it's the knee joint really. Okay, and then putting that heel down, pressing it down and then pulling the heel towards you. So it does move a couple of inches towards you. Really strong dorsiflexion, so the toes are pulling towards your shin, holding the knee, and then doing the rotations of the bone in the joint. Yeah, good. So the thigh is staying still, knee stays still, and it's just the shin bone. There's two bones there, I always forget what they're called in the shin. Okay, and then lifting it up for the knee calves, holding the shin, not the shin, the thigh, and then we're going to turn the heel in, so the whole shin rotates out, lift it up, rotate the heel out, shin bone rotates inwards, and then down, and then rotating. Yeah, good. Carrying on like that in your own time. And just noticing what's going on with your thigh, the knee, and how it all feels, how your body's responding. Change directions when you get to the bottom. So the heel goes out, up, heel goes in and down. And just a couple more on that side. Good, and then just releasing that. Coming onto hands and knees and just tapping the feet. And then moving through our wrist smush, the right wrist. So turning onto all the corners of the wrist that you can get to. Keeping one part of the wrist always in contact with the floor as we rotate the hand around, and then the other way. Last one, change sides, left side, just allowing the body to move as it needs to get that, keep the wrist in contact with the floor, and other way. And then pausing there, coming back onto all fours and lifting the thumbs off the ground. Elbows are straight, shoulders over the wrists. If you want to make it easy, you can have the hands more forwards. Lifting the thumbs and then the heels of the hands up and down. And keeping the thumbs off, just continue lifting up and down. That's 3, so we'll do 10, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then bringing the heels of the hands down, and as if you're going to lift the hands off the ground but staying where you are, so you're pulling the hands towards your forearms, and then we're just going to move the weight back so the hands come off. Yeah, and then forwards and then back, forwards and back. So just building up some strength in the forearms. So that's 4, 6 more. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then flipping the hands over, so we're on the tops of the hands, palms face up, press the elbows in, so the arms are straight, and then seeing how much of a fist you can make out of your hands, keeping the elbows straight. Breathe in here. Good, and then coming onto high kneeling and just flicking the hands to release the wrists. And then tucking the toes, feet together, knees together, and sitting back onto the heels. And then taking the arms forwards, and then keeping the spine where it is, just moving the shoulder blades. So as if someone's pulling your hands away from you. So the shoulder blades slide forwards, and then the shoulder blades squeeze in at the back. So protracting and retracting. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, hopefully your feet are okay, 8, 9, and 10. And then coming down, fingers spread wide, just release the feet for a moment, tapping the tops, and then tucking the toes and lifting into down dog. Taking a deep breath here. And seeing if you can find that lift through the heels of the hands. So although the hands will stay on the ground, just finding that action of that we were working on before, of lifting the heels of the hands away from the floor and the weight going into the knuckles and the fingers. And then walking the hands in towards the feet until you get to forward bend, Uttanasana. And then rolling up, so the tailbone moves towards the heels, and then the rest of the spine follows. Arms are heavy, head last. And then at the top, looking over the left shoulder, and then to the front, looking over the right shoulder, to the front. You can coordinate your breathing with your head movements. Just once more, to the left, front, to the right, front. And then right ear, I'm going to turn around so you can see, right ear just goes towards the right shoulder, so you're looking forwards. And then the left hand, I'm going to bring the arm out and push that palm back. So I can feel that really increasing my upper trapezius stretch. Then we're going to turn the chin towards the right shoulder, so we're looking down at that right shoulder. And then we can take the hand into a fist or keep the palm wide, whatever's easier. Then we're just going to rotate that left arm out and in, out and in. So the shoulder is staying still, and we're just rotating the bicep, and the rest of the arm follows. And I must remember to remind myself to breathe. Remembering to breathe here. And then just pause on whichever direction feels the most helpful for you. Take a breath. Release the arm and release the head. Roll the shoulders back. Big circles. And then roll the shoulders forwards. And then dropping the head down to the left shoulder. So the ear just moves down, gaze stays forwards. Right hand faces back, and then pressing the whole arm just straight back. and turning the chin to look at your left shoulder. Now, of course, if any of this is really not feeling good on your neck, then change it. Change what you're doing. And then moving into the arm rotations. The right arm rotating in and out. And you can work with your breathing. And then pausing on the rotation that feels most helpful to you. So I'm going to externally rotate my arm and just pause there. 1 or 2 breaths. And then releasing the arm and the head back to center. Coming to the front of the mat. Inhale, raising the arms. Hip hinging down, so exhaling, softening the knees, pressing the buttocks back as we fold forwards. Release the head down. Inhale, looking up. And exhale, stepping back into kneeling. So we're on all fours. And then moving through our hip cars, so lifting the right heel to the buttock and then floating that right knee forwards, opening the knee to the side, internally rotating, circling it round, and then bringing it in to the chest without the spine really moving much at all, and then reversing, so pressing the tailbone down, externally rotating the leg, knee moves towards the elbow and then in to center. That's 1. And again, knee to chest, so hip flexion here, opening to the side, abduction, internal rotation, circle it round, down and in, then reverse, hip extension, externally rotate, circling it round. Good. Last one, knee to chest, open to the side, internally rotate, circling, down and in. Last one, hip extension, externally rotating the leg, flick the leg out. I'm going to turn around, so flicking that right leg out, and then just, I've got my back toes tucked like this, yeah, and we're just going to rock. And just finding the best position where you can feel a nice stretch on that inner right thigh, then pausing there, and then reaching the right arm up, and then reaching under. So right arm reaches as far as you can, so a nice twist in the spine, and then reaching up. So we're just moving through this one dynamically. Keep going. 3, let's do 5, 4, and for the 5th one, hold it under. Take a couple of breaths here. And then coming back to up onto high kneeling into a sort of gate type pose, taking the left hand down and reaching the right arm over, and let's hold it here. Inhale, come up, and then finding your balance on your left leg, so transferring the weight into the left knee, bringing that right toe to point in front, and then balancing here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming back to high kneeling. Good. Took me a while to find my balance there. Okay, and then moving through hip cars on the other side. So left heel to buttock, squeeze that heel towards the buttock. Float the knee off, knee to chest, keeping the spine in its neutral curves, opening into abduction, internal rotation, circle it round, and in, and reverse. Squeezing the heel to the buttock as we move into hip extension here. Good, and then externally rotating, knee towards elbow, circling back into centre, and again, opening wide, rotating back, down and in. Keeping the shoulders protracted, circling back to the start. Last one. Knee into hip flexion, knee to chest, hip flexion, opening to the side, internally rotating the thigh, hip extension and down, and back into hip extension, squeezing the heel to buttock, externally rotate, flipping the leg out. Tucking the right toes. I like to tuck my right toes to do this bit, but you can keep the foot pointed. And just moving through that backwards and forwards motion to find a nice line of tension in that inner left thigh, the adductors, and then pausing when you've found your sweet spot and lifting the left arm up. Inhaling and exhaling, scooping under and through, and moving dynamically. 4 more. Your own time. Up and down. Oops, my mic's come off. Let's adjust that. 3, 4, and 5. Last one. Pausing at the bottom. Seeing if you can feel the back of the left shoulder in this one, as well as the legs. And then coming up to high kneeling. So we're in our gate pose shape, and then taking the right hand down and left arm over. And holding isometrically here. And then come up, inhale, use the arms, that left foot finds the floor in front, point the toe, and then finding the balance. Good. 2 more counts, and that's about 10, and then bringing that knee in and bringing the hands down, tucking the toes into a plank, pressing the floor away for shoulder blade protraction, and then squeezing the shoulder blades into retraction. 2 more of those, elbows straight, just the shoulder blades moving. Pausing in protraction, find that pull, feet to hands, hands to feet, lower down into supine, bringing the elbows out into Sphinx, and then dropping the chin. Let's bring the right leg up for our, I love this version, so the right leg is up, you can see, yeah, and chin to chest, and moving through some cat-cows. in the thoracic. So abdomen lifts, hips float off, reversing down, unwinding, belly, sternum, head. One more here. So chin to chest. Sternum moves back, ribs, belly, hips, unwinding. Then once we get to the top, we're going to flex that right foot and lift the leg. So the knee stays and the foot lifts into internal rotation. 3, 4, oh my goodness, I can feel my outer hip cramping. Right here. Right, let's pause at the last one for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Release the leg. Just wiggle out the buttocks. Tuck the toes, hands under shoulders. Press back into down dog. And then come back into plank. Protract the shoulder blades, retract, protract, retract, protract, pause here, bend the elbows, come down, point the toes, find Sphinx, bring the left leg up, flex the foot, and then drop in the chin, sternum moves back, ribs, belly, hips, reverse, hips down, belly, sternum and head. Breath at the top. One more. Chin, sternum, ribs, belly, hips, unwinding, hips, belly, ribs, sternum, head. Left foot lifts up, thigh moves into internal rotation. That's 1, 2, 3, oh my goodness, I've got the same cramp on this side. Keep going. 4, and then hold it here for 5, 5, 4, and I'm sucking my belly in here. 3, so I don't feel I'm arching my lower back too much. And 1, and then release. Place the hands, and this time lifting into an upward dog, any amount, upward dog or cobra. Inhale and exhale, downward dog. Bend the knees, look forwards, step, hop or jump. Inhale, looking up, exhale, head down. Inhale, come up, hip hinge, and exhale. Inhale, arms up, exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, look up and step the right leg back and bring the knee down into a low lunge. And hands onto the hips, just tilting the pelvis forwards and back a couple of times and find that posterior tilt. And we're placing the left hand onto the knee and moving through shoulder calves. So sweeping the right arm across, up to the ear, internally rotate, sweep the arm round and down, and reverse. Externally rotate the arm, circle it round, sweeping past the ear, across the front of the body, across the midline, and then back to the right hip. 1 more. Breathing, working in your own time. Good, last one. Right hand comes down, left toes tuck, And straightening the left leg to twist. Left hand comes down, step back, find that shoulder blade protraction, find the pull, press down. Inhale, floating the hands and pausing here for 5, move the hands back 4, lift the elbows 3, 2, squeeze the elbows in, and 1, pressing the hands down. Inhale, up dog, exhale, down dog. Inhale, lift the right leg up, 3-legged dog. Sweep the foot forwards into high lunge. Inhale, exhale here. Inhale, and we're going to open into a twisting high lunge, so turning to the right. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands to the floor. Inhale, step forwards. Exhale, head down. Inhale, hip hinge up, arms up. And exhale. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, look up. Exhale, left foot down, low lunge. Hands to hips, find the tilt. 2, 3, find the posterior tilt. Right hand onto the knee, sweeping through that left shoulder calf. Internally rotate at the top, circling round to the hip and reverse. Keeping that left buttock really switched on so you can feel the right hip flexor stretching. Sweeping the left arm across. When you can't go any further, internally rotate, circle it round into shoulder extension and then back to the hip. Last time as we come back, externally rotating, and that left arm finds the floor and lifting into a twist. So see if you can turn the ribs over the right thigh. Left hand finds the floor, stepping back. Shoulders find protraction and pressing down. Point the toes. Move the hands back so the elbows, hands are under the elbows if you can. Pressing the tailbone, pubis bone into the floor, and press the hands just straight down into the ground for 5, 4, 3, shoulders back, 2, and 1. Good. Release. Opposite. Float the hands off for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Finding upward dog. Inhale. Exhale. Downward dog. Deep breath in. And out. Left leg lifts into 3-legged dog. Left foot sweeps forwards, high lunge. Inhale. Breathe in here. Exhale, opening into twist, high lunge twist, arms, left arm to the left. Good. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands find the floor. Inhale, step forwards, look up. Exhale, head down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale. Inhale, arms up, lift the right knee. Bend the left knee and come down into Utkatasana. Good. Inhale, lift back up, right knee, and twist to the right. So the left hand is outside the right knee, right arm is reaching back. Release that, step the right leg back, place the knee down into low lunge, arms up, inhale. Breathe in here. Now, arms can come back and find the back foot. So the left hand catches the back foot. Okay, either staying here, breathing, or taking the hand down and keeping hold of that foot, looking to the left. And then we're going to bring the left hand to the floor outside the left foot. We're going to see if we can keep that right heel squeezing in for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tuck the back toes and straighten into parivrtta, so both legs are straight. Turn the back heel in. Take the right hand either inside the foot or outside the foot. Left hand to the hip. Turn the chest over the left thigh, and then twisting triangle. Great. Okay. Finding the floor with the hands, step back into plank. Protracting the shoulder blades, finding that pull, press down, arms wide, and the left leg lifts up and flips over. Big toe finds the floor, that left knee is lifting up, arms are stretched wide. Good. Back to center, hands under the shoulders. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Right leg lifts up. Steps forwards. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, twist. From here, untwist, and we're going to lean the chest forwards and then bring that left leg up. Good. And then down into utkatasana, and then back into left leg lifted, balance, twist into the left. Right hand outside, left knee, left arm twists back. And then from here, unwinding, stepping back into high lunge. Fine. So arms up and bring the knee down. Okay, so from here, we're taking the foot. So taking that right hand to the left foot. And maybe staying here. Maybe just reaching up, staying here, or taking the hips forwards, the left hand forwards. And looking over the right shoulder. So there's a few ways you can do this back foot. You can do it passively like I'm doing, just pulling that heel in. You can make it more active by putting the hand, just the palm of the hand to the sole of the foot, so that leg is working on its own. But we're going to do that now, activating the back leg, so bringing that right hand to the floor and keeping the back heel squeezing in for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. And then coming into a parivrtta shape, so turn the back heel in, turn the hips square to the front, belly over the right thigh. And then placing the left hand either inside your right foot or just outside it. Right hand to hip, turning the chest over the thigh, opening into our twist, trikoasana. Then if you've got your balance, reaching the right arm up. Good. And then hands find the floor and stepping back into plank. Inhale, exhale, find the shoulder blade protraction, press down. And I'm moving away from the wall, reaching the arms wide, and this time the the right leg this time lifts up, bends and flips over. Big toe finds the floor or moves towards it. Right knee is lifted. Hands are pulling away from each other. Breathing. And the head is either on the floor or off the ground, whatever's comfortable. And then coming back onto your front, finding a cobra sort of shape. Hands are floating, pressing the pubic bone into the floor, and then inhale into up dog. Exhale, downward dog. Left leg lifts, and then steps forwards into high lunge. Inhale, and then twisting. And from here, we're going to windmill the arms open and bring the legs wide. Turn the toes in so the feet are parallel, softening the knees to go down and finding the floor. We're coming into parivrtta padottanasana, A. I'm going to turn around so I'm facing the camera. So lifting the head up and then turning the toes out slightly and just moving the weight over into the right side and then into the left side. And using the hands on the floor just to help with that movement. And then coming over to the right side and sitting down. So the leg is up. So you might want to sit on some blocks if your buttocks aren't comfortable on the ground here. But we're going to go into side bend skandasana shape. So let's just see how this goes. If the knee, if it doesn't feel good with the leg up, just put the leg down. But we'll try it with the leg up. Hold the shin, left hand holds the right shin, left shoulder goes towards the left knee, and right arm reaches over. So you can just reach up and work on opening the chest, or you can reach over. And then come up. Good. See if you can move the weight forward so the buttocks come off. And either just standing up or using your hands. And then coming down to the other side. Good. And then moving into the other side. So the right hand catches the left shin, right shoulder towards right knee, reaching left arm over. And then come up, inhale, pushing up. So first of all, moving the weight forward so the buttocks come off, either using the hands or pushing up, coming back over to the right side. And this time we're just going to sit down into ashtanga, so the right knee bends. And opening up into same thing, but with the right leg in ashtanga. Sometimes it can be good to have the hand behind the head and just work at lifting that right elbow up. So we get a twist, well not twist, but so you're opening the chest up to the ceiling. And then come up, change sides, switching the legs over. And then right arm down, left arm over. Chest opens to the ceiling. And then come up, cross the legs, so the heels are under the knees. And we're going to end here, but we'll just grab a couple of bricks or a blanket or something to put your head on. So we're going to just finish with sukhasana, bending forwards with the head supported. So it's going to look like this. So the head supported, arms can be active or relaxed. And we're going to do both legs. So I can go lower after a couple of breaths, warming up in the pose. All right, coming up, changing so the other leg goes in front, and then coming down. And then coming up. And taking the hands behind and lifting the chest. So keeping the ribs heavy at the front, so more just lifting the sternum really. So the shoulders can move forwards, but the sternum, this bit, sort of moves forwards to the front of your mat. And then keeping that nice openness in the chest, come forwards into a seated position. I'm just going to turn around, so we're just sitting. Soften the eyes. So lifting up through the back of your skull, so the spine is long. Legs are heavy, shoulders heavy, jaw relaxed, eyes soft. And then gently opening your eyes, and we'll finish there. If you have time, you can lie down here and go into relaxation for 10 minutes or so, or you can end now, or you can go on and get on with your day. We did quite a mobility based class. The first sort of 2/3 of the class were a lot of mobility stuff, so that's really good prep for going on to do other active stuff, other activities. So yeah, that's what I meant. If you're going to go on to do something else in your day, active, then today's been a really good prep for that. So I hope you enjoyed it.